everybody. If you have been watching previous videos, you might notice that the curtains are on a different side now. I don't even know where I am. And that you can actually read this the right way. I figured out how to flip the camera for my recording. I'm so excited. Such a nerd. But it was really bugging me. I'd keep showing you things that required being able to see them, like, read something. Like I'd show you the recipe or, whatever, and it would be backwards. And no, it's not. So yay. So that's the good news for today. But today you'll notice I'm wearing a Statue of Liberty hat. I don't usually talk about, I don't think I've ever talked about really the current events news on my live streaming. Because I'm trying to keep this like positive and whatnot, but I think that today we hit such a significant number of known cases in the US that it bears mentioning. So I'm wearing my Statue of Liberty hat in honor of the half a million people, cases of known infections in the US. That is mind-blowing, really. 500,000 people in the US that are known, and that's with all the delays and whatnot of testing kits not being available and whatever. So who knows how many it actually is, but we know of over 500,000 people who are or have been infected with coronavirus in the US alone, and of the US cases, a full third of those are in New York, state or city, but in New York. That is just amazing, just awful. Worldwide, the Worldometer says that right now, known total cases of almost 2 million. We're at 1,775,000. So 1.75 million cases worldwide. Of those, 400,000 have recovered and 108,000 have died worldwide. And again, that's only what we know about. And so there are many, many reasons those numbers are not really accurate. There's definitely more, but we don't know how many more. We can only go by what we know. So anyway, on to the more cheery things. And isn't this a fabulous hat? I got this when I was traveling in New York City this last November on my way home. From the end of the ride, I got to stay in New York City with a friend for a week and explore the city, and got myself a fancy hat. And so, yes. So anyway, that's why I have a goofy hat. It was for my Halloween costume, I should add. I wouldn't normally buy a silly tourist foam hat, but it was important for my Halloween costume. So anyway, I have been working on my knitting. Here's my scarf progress so far. It's so big, I know. Anne Marie says, love your hat today. Thank you. And so I've been working on my knitting. I've been cleaning out I wouldn't say cleaning out my closets. It's not like I'm Marie Kondoing them. I did that a couple years ago, so I don't really have like a bunch of extra stuff that I need to go through and clear out. but it was more of a reorganization because every spring when I leave to start riding, I kind of shove a bunch of things in the closet, and then when I come back in the fall, I take some of it out and not all of it. And so it was getting to be kind of a disaster. So I reorganized the closet, also because I was doing the whole redecorating of my room thing that I showed you the closet walls the other day. For any of you that missed that, that's my closet over there. I added all of these what do you call it, postcards and things all over my wall, so I had to go through and I had that angle all good and now it's weird. Okay. Had to go through and find all the postcards and stuff, and so while I was doing that, I found, anyway, the whole point, I promise this, I'm going somewhere with this. The whole reason I'm telling you this is not because closet cleaning is exciting, because it's not, but because while I was cleaning out my closets, I found this. And see the very childlike writing down there on the bottom that says, states I've been in. This was something I made in, I'm not really sure how old I was. From the writing, it was definitely elementary school, maybe somewhere between 3rd and 6th grade. Our neighbor across the street was a retired couple who liked to go travel in their RV, and on the inside of their RV door they had a map like this where they'd paint in each state as they visited a new state in their RV, and they'd paint in where they'd been, and I just thought that was the coolest thing, and so I made my own and colored in the states I'd been in. And I found this in a box of old stuff that I was going through in my closet. I was like, oh my gosh. Even back when I was like 10, I was interested in keeping track of and someday going to all of the states. Isn't that funny? I completely forgot about that until I found this. And so I had to pull it out and show it to you guys so you can see back when I was in elementary school. I did a lot of road trips with my parents, and so I'd been to quite a few states before I was even a teenager. Between then and this ride, I had been to Nebraska, Kansas, and Kentucky, and a couple of the New England states also, but I had not yet been to all 48 contiguous states before starting the ride. So anyway, super fun. At this point in my life, the only states I have not yet been to are Maine, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. So, and Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. But, yeah. So, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've been to 45 states in my life. And so, anyway, I just thought that was too cool. Dug that out of the closet and put it on my desk to show you. So, there you go. It's definitely a little keepsake there. We'll go back in the safe box that it came from. So, what else was I going to tell you about today? I've been working on my Detour for Donuts channel. If you have never seen my Detour for Donuts videos on YouTube, look up, that's the channel name, Detour for Donuts. So you can just search for that in the YouTube search bar and find my channel. It is all about food related things. So some of them are from around my hometown or surrounding regions. Some of them are from traveling. Some of them have Apollo in it, some of them don't. But the most recent two that I've posted in the beginning of this new kind of series that I'm putting on there are all called Snack Time. And so, since I can't go out and eat anywhere, it's things that I've been able to find at the grocery store that are not your typical snack foods. And so I posted one earlier, I don't know what today is, Saturday. So earlier this week, I posted the first one, the first snack time video, and then today I posted a second one. And they're short, they're like 6 minutes or something, so, you know, quick and fun viewing for you of just random things that I found at the grocery store. So anyway, if that's the amusing sort of foodie thing that you're interested in, then look that up under Detour for Donuts. Also, if you like these live videos, I have been putting them after the fact. I've been putting them on YouTube on my Meredith Cherry channel. Yes, I have 2 channels. I've thought about combining them, but it's not worth the effort. So my Meredith Cherry channel, I put all of these videos up after I'm done with them. So if you only started watching recently and you're enjoying them and don't mind them being not the day of that you watch them, go back and watch the earlier ones, I guess. Anyway, they're there if you're trying to find one from an earlier day. I know on Facebook it's harder to locate older things, but they're all on YouTube. So anyway, so new video up today. I have a whole bunch of snacks on my shelf, and so who knows when I'll do my next one, but I have plenty to choose from. So check those out. And please also, if you're going on YouTube and looking those up, please subscribe and hit the like button, because it is good for my numbers, which is important for many things that I will eventually be doing, such as hopefully trying to get a publisher for the eventual book about the ride. So if you want to see that happen, if you want a big full-length memoir about the ride and my motivation for doing it, then, in other words, my domestic violence story, then make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Let's see, there was something else I was doing today. Finished a puzzle. Finished another puzzle. It was only 550 pieces, and so we finished it in 24 hours flat. And that wasn't even working on it full time. It was like, you know, 1 or 2 of the 3 of us in the house would be working on it for a little bit and then go away, and someone else come in and put in a few pieces and go away, maybe sit there for an hour and work on it. Anyway, we finished it. So already getting ready to start the next one, because jigsaw puzzles are the excitement of our life right now. And I'm working on a new blog post that I think you will enjoy. That is about a domestic abuse that is kind of the lesser known side of it, that has nothing to do with violence. So working on that. It's a very rough draft right now. It'll be out sometime in the next few days, I think. Also, I've been working on the podcast that will be released tomorrow morning. I'm still editing. So the that will be ready in time, but be on the lookout for that. It will be up by tomorrow morning. So this week's podcast is about, it's called Your Questions Answered. So it's frequently asked questions or less frequently asked questions, but that were submitted to me to answer. I will be answering those, and also a really fun interview with a professional mermaid, Mermaid Liberty, who was my inspiration to become a mermaid myself. And so there's a great interview in there about what mermaiding is and why it's great for everybody. So I'm really happy with how this episode's turning out. I just have to do a little more work before I can have it posted for you. So Ina asks, any sign of your tomato plants coming up? No, I don't think they made it. Not really surprised. As I said, when I planted the tomatoes, they were really old seeds, and tomato seeds don't hold up very well in storage, unless you're really in ideal conditions, which it wasn't bad conditions, but they weren't perfect. So anyway, no sign of the tomatoes. Also, I did not have good, didn't really have the ideal growing conditions for them. The soil was not the best, and the soil got too wet, and it was probably a little cold. Anyway, no, they didn't come up. So, kind of disappointing, but I'm not really surprised. So, oh well. Let's see, what else? Showed you the closet. Haven't gotten really to work on the hat wall yet. That's back there. There's 3 hats up. It's pathetic right now. But I did do a count of all my hats to make sure I had the right number of hat hooks. And I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Unless I stumble across another hat that I forgot about. Because they're in like 3 or 4 different places in my room. So it's not even that big of a room. I'm not sure how that happened. But anyway, they're in at least 3 different places. And maybe there's more somewhere else that I've forgotten about. So just have to hang them. I haven't gotten around to that yet. So I otherwise have been not doing anything very interesting to share with you. As always, if you're doing anything interesting, write a comment. I'd like to hear about it, because at this point it's just me telling you about my day. Let's see. I found... Did I tell you I found flour the other day? I think I didn't, because it was after 4 o'clock that I went to get it. There's several restaurants in town that are selling ingredients that are hard to find at the store. No toilet paper, but they're selling like flour and sugar and yeast and pasta and things like that it's hard to find in the grocery stores. And I haven't been able to find flour for like a month, and I finally ran out. And so I went and got flour. And so that was really exciting. I was able to buy it by the pound. And even though there's flour shortages right now in the grocery stores, the restaurant that I went to, at least, which was Rooster, it's in the Grass Valley Brewing Company. So I went there, and they were selling it for $1 a pound, which is, compared to store prices, about the same. So they're not scalping people, and you can buy it by the pound, however many pounds you want. And so I was able to go get it, and it's very exciting. but I've been flipping through my various cookbooks and things, just because I like to, and found that I have numerous flourless recipes. So I am going to try to stretch the flour I have. I found a flourless peanut butter cookies recipe on Facebook, which I think I shared recently. That I haven't tried yet, but that looked pretty good. And also I have a flourless chocolate cake recipe in one of my cookbooks. So those are now on my list of things to try. And hopefully not have to restock the flour quite as quickly that way. Yeah, so I can't think of anything else to tell you. So I guess that's all. Tomorrow's Easter, so in advance, happy Easter to everybody. I will be back tomorrow though. So I hope the Easter Bunny is not quarantined and is able to bring you a nice Easter basket. And I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific, which is 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern time. And I will do a Easter edition, I guess. I'm not really planning on doing anything for Easter here, but you know, we'll come up with something. Thinking Easter Bunny pancakes sounds like the ticket. So that could be a total, what do they call them? Pinterest fails? Instagram fails? Something, I don't know. I'm not cool enough for that. But anyway, I will be back tomorrow and I will tell you how that goes if I get around to doing it, and all sorts of other exciting things that will be a surprise for both of us. So, talk to you tomorrow. Bye.